Okay, so you're thinking about starting some kind of online business here in Canada.
Wow.
Something that's not going to, like, break the bank right away.
Yeah, makes sense.
You want flexibility, maybe build it up on the side, especially while you're still getting settled in, am I right?
Definitely, that's a smart move.
Well, how about this? The business idea that's practically made for newcomers, and it's simpler than you think.
Let me guess. Online tutoring? Or maybe like freelancing on one of those big gig platforms.
Nope. Believe it or not, we're diving into the world of newsletter.
Newsletters are
I know. It sounds kind of old school, right? Like in this age of apps and social media and everything.
Yeah, you think so?
But that's what's so interesting about this deep dive.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What's the source say?
So it dives right into why a newsletter can be such a good fit, especially for someone, new to Canada. Basically, if you've got a story to tell and an internet connection, you're already halfway there.
And let me tell you, newcomers, you have stories in spades. Think about it navigating the immigration system, discovering those little hidden gems in your city, or
Yeah.
even just like figuring out where to find the best, I don't know, what are you craving?
Oh, best buttered chicken in town, definitely.
Exactly. Those are all experiences other newcomers, maybe even people back home, would love to hear about.
It's like that saying, your mess is someone else's message.
Mhm.
But how does it actually, work? Like, what makes a newsletter more than just, like, emails cluttering up people's inboxes?
Right, right. That's where finding your niche is key, and this source has a really cool example. This one woman started a newsletter about, wait for it, urban beekeeping for apartment balconies.
Urban beekeeping on your balcony.
Yep. She combined her passion for sustainability with, her experience adapting to a new environment. And get this, she now has this whole thriving community. She sells her own honey, even teaches workshops.
That's incredible. See, this is what I love about this whole idea. It's
Mhm.
not about being some big influencer or having a zillion followers. It's about sharing what you know and connecting with people who actually care about what you have to say.
And the best part is you don't need to be some kind of tech genius or marketing guru, to get started.
That's a relief.
Yeah. This source really breaks down how affordable it actually is to launch a newsletter.
Yeah, it's not, like you said, opening a restaurant.
Exactly.
But, like, what kind of costs are we actually talking? Because let's be real, most newcomers aren't exactly, ruling in it when they first get here.
No, for sure. For sure. We're
Yeah.
talking bare bones here.
Okay.
Think like email marketing platforms, which can be really reasonable, even free up to a certain number of subscribers.
Oh, it's good to know.
Yeah, and the source actually, it even links to a few popular ones if you're interested.
Awesome. Good to know.
And then, of course, there's your time, which is an investment in itself, obviously.
Right, for sure. So it's perfect for a side hustle, something you can build on the side.
Exactly. You got it.
But, okay, what about actually making money from this whole thing? I mean, urban beekeeping honey sounds amazing,
Yeah, it does.
but it's not exactly a model for everyone, right?
Sure, true. That's where things get a little more strategic
Okay.
and where that direct connection we were talking about with your audience, that really pays off.
Okay, tell me more. I'm all ears.
So this source dives into a few different ways to actually make money from a newsletter, and it's not all about sponsorships, although those can definitely come later.
Right, right.
Think about this way. You're building a community
Okay.
of engaged readers, people who trust your recommendations. That
Yeah.
opens up all these possibilities like affiliate marketing. Have you heard of that?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's like suggesting products or services that you genuinely believe in, that you actually use, and then earning a commission if someone buys through your link.
Oh, that's smart.
Right. Or you could offer like premium content, maybe exclusive interviews, in-depth guides, early access to your insights, things like that for a small fee.
Okay, I'm starting to see the potential here.
Mm-hmm.
But I imagine it takes time to build up that kind of following, where people really trust you.
Oh, absolutely. This is a marathon, not a sprint, for sure.
Right.
And that's actually another key takeaway from the source. Consistency is king. Consistency.
Got it.
Think of it less like, broadcasting to a big audience and more like just like old school letter writing.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, you're nurturing relationships one email at a time.
That makes a lot of sense. Because people can always spot a sales pitch a mile away, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But if you're genuinely providing value, sharing your expertise, your experiences,
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
what builds trust over time.
Precisely. And that trust is what makes people hit that forward button, recommend your newsletter to their friends, or even consider a premium offering down the line. It's about community building, really.
So it's not even just about the newsletter itself, it's like what it represents, right?
Completely.
Like a connection, a shared journey, belonging, even.
100%.
And for newcomers, that's got to be even more powerful, don't you think?
Totally. Imagine you're navigating a new city, maybe you're feeling a bit lost, a little bit isolated, and then you find this newsletter,
Yeah.
and it's like it was written just for you
Right.
by someone who's been there, done that.
It's like finding a friendly face in a crowd, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And suddenly, this whole starting an online business thing, it feels less daunting and a lot more human.
Mm.
It really puts things into perspective, doesn't it?
It really does. And you know what? This source actually touches on something super important, the power of email marketing for newcomers specifically.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So a lot of newcomers, they might be starting from scratch with their online presence, right? But they often have this whole network offline from back home from their journey here.
Right.
And that's a ready-made audience just waiting to hear from them. They're eager to follow their journey, support what they're doing.
That's such a good point. It's like this built-in support system that traditional businesses would kill for.
Mm.
Okay, so we've talked about like the why and the how of newsletters,
Right.
but what about the what? What kind of content actually works? What do people want to read?
That's where getting really specific with your niche is key.
Okay,
This source, it actually says to start with what you know best.
makes sense.
Like, are you amazing at, I don't know, navigating Canadian bureaucracy?
Ugh, the worst.
Right. But some people are great at it. Share those tips. Or maybe you have those incredible recipes from back home.
Ooh, yeah.
Share the culinary love. The key is to focus on what you're passionate about
Okay.
and something you think other people would find valuable too.
It's about that sweet spot, right? Where your passion meets what your audience actually needs.
Exact.
And I guess the more specific, the better, right?
100%. Like instead of just cooking, maybe it's vegan Pakistani cuisine.
Ooh, I'd subscribe to that.
Right. Or instead of just, immigration advice, maybe is navigating the Canadian job market as a software developer.
Okay, that's super specific. So how do you figure out what people actually want?
Well, this source had a really interesting suggestion. They said to check out like online forums
Okay.
or even social media groups where newcomers are already gathering.
Oh, smart.
Yeah, see what questions they're asking, what challenges they're facing.
Right.
That can give you so many ideas for newsletter topics that address a real need.
So it's almost like market research, but instead of those boring surveys,
Really?
it's like listening to real conversations, understanding what people are really looking for.
Exactly. And for newcomers, that connection to their own experiences, that's huge.
It's like you've been there, you get it.
Right, it's authentic.
So it sounds like it all comes back to that idea of sharing your story.
100%.
It's like that saying, people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it.
That's so true.
And when you're new to a place, that why, that purpose, sharing your experiences, connecting with others, it can be incredibly powerful, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. It can be the thing that sparks a successful business, a thriving community, even just like a renewed sense of belonging in a new home.
This whole deep dive has been seriously inspiring. It's like you said at the beginning, sometimes the simplest tools are the most powerful. So for anyone listening who's ever even just thought about starting a newsletter,
Yeah.
maybe you have an idea, you're not sure what to do with it. What are you waiting for?
What's your story?